Ladies and gents, how are you doing? It must be a slow day today because on the BBC homepage, there's no really important news, is there? There's, 7 organisations to be investigated over the Grenfell fire. Don't know about you, but frankly, I'm sick of us talking about it. How long's it been? And I don't wish to sound callous, but if some illiterate asylum seeker insists on filling his chip pan with oven chips that are still in the wrapper, I mean, there's a little bit of blame we can attribute there, rather than just picking on the construction companies, don't you think? What else have we got? BP shuns renewables in return to oil and gas. Yeah, I didn't see that coming 20 miles away, did you? What else have we got? Half of homes are going to need a heat pump by 2040. Brilliant. In order to get 13% of 1990 levels. 13%. Meanwhile, China's building a coal power plant every 3 days. So you're going to impoverish yourselves and have the worst heating system in your house ever. Essentially get used to lukewarm showers because that's what you're bathing in for the rest of your life. Hot baths? No. They're for Henry VIII had a hot bath. You're not allowed one. Okay? And, well, as you can see, there's not much going on, is there? Henry Kelly died. That's a shame. And the Prince and Princess of Wales are taking on a Welsh cake making challenge. Weird that. Weird. You'd think there was nothing going on, would you? But if you get right to the bottom, charge after 3-year-old girl is killed in a van and tram crash. Ah, that's why this is right at the very bottom of the page, because they don't think you want to talk about this, do you? A 3-year-old girl's getting killed is much less interesting than people baking cakes. Let's have a look at this. Charge after girl 3, killed, disgraceful. Look at that. 3-year-old girl, Lulu Palmisano, hit by a vehicle after it was forced off the road by Rawal Remen, of Manchester. Of Manchester, not from Manchester. That's weird, isn't it? I wonder if, with a name like Rawal Remen, he was born abroad. Possible, right? Nah, we don't want to talk about this. We don't want to talk about this. This is boring. Let's go to another channel for some real news, shall we? Let's get something good. CCTV shows acid attack suspects in village near Chippenham. Crikey. Acid attacks in Chippenham. You mean the old English acid attack? That old chestnut. That's been a staple of English life since 1066 acid attack, hasn't it? I don't know about you, but the last time I asked a girl out on a date and she said no, up in the northeast of England, it was customary to melt a face off with some battery acid. Yeah, that's how it's always been done in England. It's a fine English tradition. So I'm sure when we look at the CCTV, the people doing this probably look like Compo and the lads from the last of the summer wine. They were always getting up to wacky hijinks, weren't they? Let's see, is it Compo and Cleggy? Are they behind this good-natured jape? Oh, he's lost his hat and Cleggy's had a shave and there's something wrong with the CCTV. There's something wrong with it. The lighting's off. That image is far too dark. Okay, to the actual story. A CCTV image shows 2 acid attack suspects in a village near Chippenham. Police have launched a manhunt for 2 men who believed to have carried out a serious assault in Devon in the early hours of Friday morning. That's the 21st of February. A man aged in his 20s is understood to be fighting for his life in hospital following an acid attack at a property in Lipson Road. Lipson Road. That's an ironic name for the street it happened on, isn't it? Because at this point, he definitely hasn't got any lips on. No, they're the first thing that get melted off when a unvetted fighting age male peasant from a third world shithole thinks that because you've slighted him in some minor way, it warrants tossing sulfuric acid in your face so you look like Simon Weston with impetigo. The suspects, who are described as, we'll just say pasty gingers from Aberdeen, shall we? Pasty gingers from Aberdeen in the early 20s, you do surprise me, wearing all black clothing. They were later spotted in the village of Grittleton, around 7 miles northwest of Chippenham. And there's the police showing a shocking lack of diversity. Absolutely disgraceful. According to a local resident, the pair were knocking on doors asking to charge a mobile phone. Yeah, of course they were.
Excuse me, fella, can you help me charge my mobile phone? Also, you can't spare a gallon of battery acid, can you?
It's said that a hopelessly naive villager allowed them the opportunity to charge their device before giving them a lift to the railway station. Aiding and abetting a fugitive there, son. 25 years for you. No, sorry, 25 years for you if you look like me. If the local villager happened, I mean, we all know he won't, because high-trust, pleasant chaps who give you a lift to the train station because they actually believe you're in genuine need usually don't look that way. But if he does, I'm sure we'll get off with a slapped wrist. Police described the men, yeah, we know, gingers, and they were in and around Grittleton. Officers investigating the assault are appealing for anyone who lives around the area to check their CCTV and doorbell footage. Equally, officers are keen to hear from anyone driving in the area at the time with relevant dashcam footage. But the police aren't really interested, either. They don't want to catch people like that. They want to concentrate on people like you with your bad-tempered social media posts and the fat old pensioners who are good enough to sit in the house all day so they can arrest them easily without having to do any real work. Everybody knows that. Makes loads of sense, doesn't it? Why would you want to bother yourself knocking on doors and chasing down suspects and running through the streets chasing cut purses and vagabonds when you can sit on your fat arse eating jammy dodgers and drinking your tea and just sort of clicking on things on Facebook and Twitter and just going, yep, jailer, 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 and then you just send people around their houses and they're always just sat in the living rooms. They don't give you any trouble at all and they're always polite and they come with you when you ask them. Much, much easier, and you can see why it's so tempting to the local authorities to just keep on antagonising the general public while ignoring face melters in Grittleton. Yeah, brilliant. So there's a real story, but obviously we had to ignore the BBC for the day. I'd like to thank Tyrone and Drexel for giving me some something to talk about today. I'm sure the fella who's now got a head like a gigantic Weetabix with eyeballs is having a less good day than I am. But at least the Shires of England are also getting a nice taste of that wonderful, enriching, culturally enriched diversity. Marvellous. The leafy Shires are going to end up looking like Middlesbrough. It does warm my cockles a little bit, that. I was worried the posh people were going to get away with it. Turns out this is the Scouring of the Shire. But at least in the Tolkien version, they were all only armed with like axes and bows and arrows. These lads are melting faces off in a way that would make Saruman blanch. So yeah, get used to it. Get used to it. If you do live in one of the leafy shires, why don't you let me know? If it's been getting increasingly diverse, please send me a message and tell me how enriched you feel. And also do yourself a favour, buy your wife and the kids some full-face respirators, some Cat 3 Romeo NBC suits and some big rubber wellies, and make sure they wear them like 24 hours a day. You might as well just keep them on. Yeah, like you're living in a post-apocalyptic radioactive wasteland. Brilliant. It's all going well. It's all going swimmingly well under Starmlin's fantastic leadership. That's going to have to do it for the day, ladies and gents. I'm in a rush. I'll see you all tomorrow. As usual, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you soon, all right? Thanks for watching. Toodle pip. Cheers.